Hello, my name is Cora Quiroz and I'm a painter. I used to be a Jehovah's Witness until I was shunned because I didn't want to create only religious art. Upon being disfellowshipped, I was in an early college program, so I was taking art classes and I was able to complete all my high school classes at 16 years old, and then the rest of that time I was taking art and welding full time. And then after graduation I worked as an apprentice for a muralist, and I did that for a long time, and I really thought that's all I wanted to do was murals because I had such a great time doing it. Later on I moved out here to Arizona from Michigan, and I decided to finish my college bachelor's degree, and throughout that time I was continually painting and working on my art, but I wasn't always the best, but I just did it relentlessly. If I were to describe my art to someone who's never seen it, they're oil paintings and that they're all portraiture, but to go into more detail, it's usually portraits of women who are not an object in the painting. They're not to be just ogled at for their beauty, but also appreciated for what their abilities are, their skills, and what they do. Being beautiful and feminine while, working with their hands, and especially I think the easiest comparison is often when we think of women in cars, we think of a woman in a bikini leaning against the car for the male gaze, and I want my paintings to do the opposite of that. I want the car to be an accessory to the woman, and she is an active participant in the environment. The most difficult thing for me about becoming a professional artist is all it has to do with the computer. But the problem for me is still having to go onto Instagram and other social media and posting and creating content, because that's not usually where my mind is at. Especially when I'm painting, I don't really think about taking a video. So that's been a difficult thing for me about becoming a professional artist, is the expectation to be on social media and post every new painting. I think the takeaway from the paintings that I want my audience to have can be very different depending on being a man or a woman. For men, I want them to think about their family and their friends who are women, and just the average woman walking down the street, not to doubt them, just to try and rewire men's brains, because they can be sexist even when they don't realize it. And so I want them to see the paintings and really just imagine the endless possibilities that women have too. For women, I just think about my childhood self who was oppressed, and I didn't realize it, and I was oppressing other women and didn't realize it, and I want them to be inspired and have the courage to just do whatever they want, and have the craziest dreams, and not let anyone say that sounds really hard, or are you sure? I want other women to kind of have that same attitude, that no matter what, we're gonna get to our end goal and accomplish our dreams.